So you probably clicked on this video for two reasons. One, because you have absolutely no idea what this is about. Or if you are the second group of people that know exactly what this is, but you clicked on this video hoping that I would show more than what's on other videos on YouTube. Well, continue watching because I'm doing both. Hey, how's it going guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jace Pena, and this channel was created to show you the hidden pieces of sleight of hand, or just to improve on what you may already know. Today we're going to be learning Equivoque. The principle of Equivoque pretty much lets you have the spectator have a sense of free choice, even though it's technically your choice as a magician. Once you've learned this opens a door to so many mentalism pieces. But with a little bit of creativity, this applies to coins and even cards as well. Just to get into today's video quickly, first, I will be showing you the concept behind this principle and why it works. That's going to be a really quick tad bit, but after that, I'm actually going to show you a piece of magic with cards that works really well. A lot of you already know this trick and how it's done, but I'm going to give you a metric ton of subtleties that will almost guarantee what you want to pick, they will pick. Today's tutorial requires almost no sleight of hand, so this works from beginner to advanced. It's really all up to you on how you perform this. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Before we get started in today's video, today we're going to be using the Ghost Cohorts by Illusionist. It's kind of what they look like, the box. This is what the cards look like themselves. Very fancy. And then the pips themselves are customized as well. As you can see, the noticeable difference there. What is Equivoque? Equivoque is essentially having them pick your choice freely. They freely pick your choice. You can sink that in for a little bit, but it just makes them feel like they had a free choice the entire time, even though you wanted them, or you had them pick what you wanted them to pick. A little confusing, but you know what I mean. So let's say you wanted them to pick, I don't know, the Three of Hearts. I'm gonna put that there. And you have another selection. So let's say they didn't see you take that out. And you just pick two random cards. Now you say, so I want you to look at these two cards and I want you to take one. Now, let's say they take this one. Let's break out a performance for a little bit. Let's say they take this one. You nailed it, good job. The magic is done successfully. Let's say they pick this card. What do? Well, remember what you said earlier. I want you to pick a card that I want us to take. So if they pick this one, be like, okay, well, we'll take this one away. Let's look at it. Okay. But their card was this, and boom, you just nailed it. Because of your word choices there. That is essentially what Equivoque is. The tutorial I'm going to show you today is similar to this, right? But it doesn't involve two cards. I wouldn't recommend doing the two cards. It kind of makes it seem obvious what you did. So the piece of magic that I'm going to show you, it's going to be utilizing 4 cards. And with performance and subtleties that I'm going to show you, it is one of the strongest pieces of mentalism or mentalism with cards that I know. Real quick, I'm going to just do a quick performance on what this looks like, right? It's going to be really hard through YouTube, but just bear with me. Okay. So let's get into performance mode. So if you were here, I'd have you shuffle. You can shuffle to your heart's content. And I just want you to I want you to take one card. I just want you to take a look. I could not have a look. It's totally fine. But this is what the card is. Just remember it. Just remember that no, it's here. So just make sure you look at it. And you can shuffle it to your heart's content. This is what I'm going to do. Give me like 4 chances to find your card, right? Well, I'm going to feel for all these 4 cards, but you're actually going to pick your own card. So this is what it looks like. I think that's one of them. I think that's another one. I think that's one. And that one. Okay. I think one of these is your card, but I don't really know, right? You're actually gonna figure it out. So this is what we're gonna do. I just want you to just clear your mind for a little bit. Just clear it. Is it blank? Blank mind? Good. Just blank mind. I want you to look at the cards left to right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Again, numbered in 1, 2, 3, and 4. All I want you to do as a spectator is I just want you to pick one. Any one. If you're watching this on YouTube, as a YouTube video, I just want you to comment below what number you pick, 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you pick 3, that's it. Then it worked. Then the trick worked on you. If you are guys that commented 1, 2, or 4, then I would have been using Equivoque on you. So that's pretty much what the trick looks like. I know it doesn't seem so sham wow here, but in a real performance, people get mind blown left and right. So now I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to tell you real quick how it goes. Again, really simple piece of mentalism, but again, one of the strongest pieces that I know. So how this works. So what I highly recommend that you do is get yourself a set of marked cards. All right, so you could actually turn away and look at it. They can pick whatever they want, and they could shuffle it however they want. And you already have the excuse of looking for 4 cards, so you're going to find their card regardless. So right now, this is the Ace of Spades. Yep. If I were to cut to another card, I think this is the 9 of Clubs. There you go. King of Hearts. So on and so forth. Jack of Spades. Yep. So get yourself a set of marked cards. Cohorts are great, and they look really fancy. I've been loving the ghost ones anyway. So know what their card is. Let's pretend, I don't know, we'll use 9 of Spades. You know what the 9 of Spades is. And they shuffle it, it's now lost in the deck. Now, all what happens is I pick 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, and I just make sure that 9 of Spades is the 3rd card, and then so on and so forth. And that's pretty much the trick, right? But I'm going to just give me a second, and I will show you how to make them pick the 3rd card. So, you've had them cut. They picked the 6 of Spades, and it's now lost, and they shuffled it. This is what you want to do, and I would try to follow me exactly. Because your wording here, your body language, it's all super key. Your body language is key. It's like the most important thing here. Your wording is the second most important thing. So, that's what we do. So we know it's a 6 of Spades. So I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna try to look for your card. Be very nonchalant about this part. Nonchalant and not caring are 2 totally different things. If I'm like, okay, okay, and then you do the thing, I don't know. It seems like, oh, okay, he knows what he's doing. This trick's about to be over, so on and so forth. Just nonchalant. Just like, okay, I think this is one. See how there's a total difference there? So that's what you want to do. Try to do that for each card. Kind of jazz it up a little bit. I don't know. I think this is it. Now, when you get to the 3rd card, right, 6 of Spades, take your time with it. Just be like, okay, yeah, I'm comfortable with that. That right there is the first step to getting him to pick that card. And then the 4th one right after, just be quick. Just, okay, I think that's it. And then put the cards down. And now you have it like this. Now what you want to do is have them, you've already conditioned their mind to look left to right, because that's how you lay down the cards. Having them look left to right is key, because if you as a spectator are starting over here, if you're starting over here, you might want to pick one of these 2 cards, right? And that's not the card. But you want them to look left to right, so boom. Now, the only time you don't want them to look left to right is depending what type of hand they are. So if they're right-handed people, let's say you're the spectator, right? And let's say you're right-handed, your hand is naturally in this area. So when I want to take one or pick one, I'm going to very naturally either pick over here, right? It takes too much effort to reach over here. Most people are like, okay, this one. My hand naturally just touches that one. So if they're left-handed people, right, then you want to lay down the cards from right to left. That's the only difference. How you find out they're left and right-handed? Easy. Their watch, right? And so if their watch is on their left hand, they're right-handed. But if it's on the right hand, they are left-handed people. If they are not wearing a watch, just look at what they do. This trick is not done at the very beginning of your, sets of, card tricks that you have. It's kind of done towards the middle. So just observe who's left and who's right-handed. Just give them the deck. Whatever hand they reach out, if they reach out with their left, they're left-handed people. If they reach out with the right hand, they're right-handed. Just look for those kind of signs. But their watch is like the hugest giveaway. So let's pretend you as a spectator are dealing with a right-handed person, right? So if I were to do this from your point of view, you'd want to do it like this, right? I'm going to leave this face up. But from your point of view, this is what this should look like. From my point of view, it should look like this, as me as a spectator. But from yours, it should look like that. From your point of view, it should look like this. So right now, we're going to flip this over now. So now you've explained to look left to right. Well, actually, this is kind of confusing. I'm going to keep doing it this way. So you had them look left to right. So their hand again wants to naturally already fall here. And you've already conditioned their mind with taking your time on that third card. It's kind of already subconsciously planted there. Now, let's take this a step further. Let's add another piece to kind of really engrave it in there. This is what I want you to say. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. You see how I actually touch the third card and maybe move it just a tad bit? Just 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. That, like, your body at this point naturally wants to go there. Just naturally wants to go there. And you haven't really done anything, right? Not really much at this point. And then for the very, very last thing, all I want you to say is, I just want you to pick a card. I want you to take, or don't say pick a card. I want you to take a card, right? And you literally just point to it. I want you to take a card. If you use all these, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not surefire, right? It's not 100%. If you were to do none of these, it'd probably be like a 60-70% chance of them nailing this card, right? But once you add all this wording, all this presentation in there, people gravitate toward here. So I would say it's like an 80, almost 90% chance, because I nail this almost all the time. It's literally been a few times where they pick something else, and then we use Equivoque. So the whole premise of this trick is for them to hit that third card. You want them to hit that third card. Now, let's say you've done all your steps and they hit it. Congratulations. You are now done with the trick and you have blown their mind, right? Now, let's say they didn't pick it. Let's say they picked this. Just ask, hey, are you sure you want to take that card? Yes. Okay, we're going to put it off to the side. Now their mind knows that whatever they take is going to be away. So just keep that in mind. So for the next thing, don't do the same thing. Don't say, hey, take out another one. Okay, what I like to have them do is, okay, I want you to now pick 2 cards. Pick, keyword there, pick. We're going to pick 2 cards. So you could say take or pick, doesn't really matter. But for this little second phase, since you already got rid of one, so you could say take or pick. Like, okay, I want you to pick 2 cards. They're going to be either this, they could do that, they could do that. Doesn't really matter how they pick. Okay. Let's say, because their cards are here. Let's say they pick these 2. You're going to get rid of that. If they pick these 2, you're going to get rid of that. If they pick these 2, you're going to get rid of that, and you've now won. But worst case scenario here. Let's say they pick this, or they go like, oops, I'll pick that up later. Let's say they pick these 2, and you're like, okay. And now we're back to the beginning where we had, that little 2 card scenario that I did. And now you're like, okay, from here, talk a little bit. Make them forget that whatever they picked always went away, because that's what's been going on so far. Just talk a little bit. So usually what I say is, okay, we are down to the last 2 cards. I want you to look at these cards carefully, because your next choice is super valuable. At this point, you can even, let's think that this is the card that fell. And you're like, look, the 2 cards, are these your cards? No, they're not your cards, right? One of these is your card, I think. Actually, what was your card? And they'll actually say it. They'll say the 6 of spades. Okay. I do remember one of these being the 6 of spades, but I want you to pick carefully, right? So now now the suspense is building. Now it's like, oh, damn, I really have to pick this. Now, from here, since you're on the last phase, you want to say take. Don't say pick. Don't say choose. Say take. Be like, look, I want you to take one of these cards. Just one. Just want you to take one. If they take this one, that's their card. You won. Well, you're going to win either way. Let's say they pick this one. They're like, okay, I take this one. Are you sure you want to take this away? Are you positive? If they say yes, their mind's conditioned to already throw cards away. So again, you've won. You obviously want to avoid equivocate here for this piece of a trick, but you want them to nail it first try. You want them to nail it first try. That way, let's say I left it here. I'm like, okay, you sure you want to pick this one? They pick it, and then you can just show them all 4 cards, all random cards, and they're going to be mind blown. Another thing you can do here, bonus tip, if you're already at the end and you think it's done, when you have them shuffle and you have them cut to a random card, let's say they cut to here. Let's say they cut to the Ace of Clubs. When you take out the 4 cards, what do you think my next thing here is? To take the 4 aces. Take the 4 aces out one by one, making sure that that Ace of Clubs is that 3rd card. And then now you've done this whole performance. Now I know this is a lot. It's a lot to soak in. If there's any questions, please leave it in the comments. Please let me know if you're confused on anything. But for now, let's get to the outro. To my new viewers out there, if this is type of the content that you like, then please consider subscribing, only if you want to. And to my returning viewers, if there's something that you didn't like, then go ahead, leave it down in the comments below so I can improve and maybe help it for the next video. To anybody who did like the channel, go ahead, drop a like. It doesn't hurt, real quick, just to press the button. It helps me out a lot. Honestly, and I say this in every video, if there is something that you are concerned about today's video that you may not have understood, then write it down in the comments. If you look at my past videos, I always try to comment and help others if there is something that you're still stuck on. If there's a piece of sleight of hand that you want me to teach, then leave it in the comments below so I can give you that proper technique next video. This pretty much concludes today's video on Equivoque, so I will be seeing you next week. Peace.